Hey everybody, it's me, Remy the Comic Book Poser, and I'm here today to welcome you to Enter the Poserverse. I am praying that there are not tiny little feet that come down the stairs, or you might see me and one of my biological children live on a stream tonight. That it's 9:30, it's 2 hours past their bedtime, and finally, number three has gone to sleep. That's why you see me in the dining room and not downstairs in my rat's nest. Because if children catch fire, then we all know what's going to happen. But welcome. Sorry we've been gone the last 2 weeks. My kids got sick. I got sick. We had that nasty stomach bug that was going around. But we've been excited about this show for just about a month now because we are getting to talk with some of the creative team behind Cthulhu Invades Oz, and now the live on Kickstarter and fully funded Cthulhu Invades Wonderland. Before we start bringing some folks on, if I see that my partner is back near his camera and has his background of choice picked, all right, he does. I figure I'll show off this week's poser pile. So this week you get Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the annual. This is the B cover, and it's been a while since I've read some Turtles, but my understanding is this is getting ready to kick off a new event, so this is where I'm getting caught back up. You get X-Men Unlimited Latitude, which pretty good. Was a big fan of this one. Oh, the end of Spider-Man Beyond. I don't know if Jelly is caught up or not yet, but I felt some things. I tweeted that I think I wanted to fight Zeb Wells while I was drinking. I also didn't know that Spider-Woman was coming to an end, so I'm going to be Spiderless for a while, and I'm heartbroken. And then the last one, I did not think this was coming out for a month, missed it on my pull list, and luckily got the last two from my LCS. This is Zombie vs. Robots, the classic edition that I think after doing my reading on it, this is the same creative team that is writing Rain through Image right now, and I think they had to fight to make sure that they had like the control to republish it. That's what I gathered from a couple of things that I read, plus the back matter. But this is also really good. So the stream bot will do its thing. It'll keep spamming some stuff, but you just got to go comment on Tuesday's video, and in about 45 minutes, we'll do a drawing. The other thing that we will do this evening is we'll do a super chat giveaway. Each dollar gets you an entry on a wheel, and we will give away a hardcover of Cthulhu Invades Oz, where you can see everybody who will pop in tonight was in this one. It's the hardcover. It's not the glow-in-the-dark one. I think I would have to, I don't know, that's going to probably be buried with me, is that sexy glow-in-the-dark hardcover. But it is signed by 3 or 4 different people, and I'll show that off later. But without further ado, we'll bring in my partner in crime, Jelly, and then we'll bring in the folks we got waiting backstage. So, how you doing tonight, boss?
Good. What's up, brother?
It's been 3 weeks.
Yeah, it has been. It's been a rodeo. That's for sure.
Yeah, and I understand things have been chaos, that you've been denying the existence of linear space-time at the hospital as well.
Yeah, considering I asked you, I think Wednesday, I'm like, what's going on tonight? What are we doing? And you're like,
yeah, that did freak me out.
You're like, am I supposed to be somewhere? And it's kind of like, oh.
Yeah, I got that message
yeah,
yesterday. I was like, what?
Yeah.
I'm not even drunk right now. What day
Yeah.
is it? Like, I was way out of it. But we're both excited that you have seen us interview. Travis was on with us about a month ago, where we talked Granite State Punk, and we talked about other books that we were all reading, because Travis, I will say, is one of the busiest people in the world, yet he's one of the few creators that you can reliably look at him and go, what'd you think of what you read this week? And he'll be like, oh, not only did I do these 12,000 things that I'm working on, but I also read 79 million books today. And you just look at him and you're like, oh, I suck. Like, I wish I could be as good at life as Travis. And in addition to Travis, these are not new people to the channel, but it's been about a year because they were on with when we talk Cthulhu Invades Oz. We've got David Galliano, who is the writer of Savage Bastards from Mad Cave Studios, which is a book that I absolutely have a boner for. And in seeing that it says 2020 to present on League of Comic Geeks, I'm wondering if that's their way of telling me that there might be more Savage Bastards or they're just being assholes. And then he can correct me when he comes on in a second, but the other book that he recently had come out was Freak Show Kingdom, which was, I think it was a Kickstarter, and then it came out through Second Sight Publishing. And I see our number 3 shaking his head real big. We got the man who tweeted out that he just got approval from a band to use their image and likeness in a book that he's got, I think, ready to kickstart soon. But he's the author of a couple of things. I know him from Belial, which is, you gotta love a version of the devil rolling around in a Slipknot t-shirt, but it's not a Slipknot t-shirt because it just says, if you're 555, I'm 666, which would totally make sense. But without any further gilding of the lily, let's bring these gentlemen on. Gentlemen, how goes it?
What is going on?
That pull list was fucking terrible. Like, you need more stuff. Like, can we address that before we start? Because there's no DC versus vampires there.
That's just the giveaway.
Yeah, this is just the giveaway.
Oh, all right. Never mind. I apologize.
And since I can't pick up my books, yeah, I was lucky to pick up.
It's coming out hot.
I was mad.
Talking out the gate.
I thought we were talking fucking comics for a minute, and then you're coming up with a half stack there. Like, that's like getting with a woman and you just can't. You've drank too much and like you're gonna let her down, but you just want to keep trying. Like,
help me back my Kickstarter, but first let me talk shit about all your comic choices in life.
Here's my pile from this week.
Thank you. It was a great fucking week.
I haven't even phenomenal week.
Yeah, I haven't even like it. It was so intimidating to know what to read. Like first, like you know, it's a good week when you're like, ooh, what am I going to read first?
Yeah, and we'll get there. But I was lucky. I think the only DC book that I pulled this week, and you can yell at me, is Swamp Thing, because I'll read DC versus Vampires on the app because I missed the beginning of it.
Wasn't that the new Batman Beyond this week?
The new Batman Beyond is next week.
Oh, it's next.
Yeah,
week.
the Shadow War thing started this week. I'm shocked you didn't get that. The death of a major character.
Is that which one is the Sean Gordon Murphy book?
Sean Murphy. That is the White Knight.
So that one I picked up only because he tweeted out like somebody fucked up somewhere, and there's underselling on the A cover. So if you are looking to flip a book, do it with mine, ha ha ha. And I was like, well, I'll take it straight from the horse's mouth. But yeah, you know, I don't read a lot of DC. That I'm working on it. I'm getting better.
I don't read a lot of DC either. If it doesn't have bad on the title, I tend to avoid it. You know,
they all have bad on the title,
or they end up with bad in them. That was our beef with Monkey Prince.
Right.
David, how are you doing? Good, sir. It's been a hot minute.
It has been a while. I'm doing good. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. I usually have some kind of issue when I'm trying to get on an interview, so I just want to make sure ahead of time.
No, you're sounding good.
I'm happy to be here, but I do want to correct you on one thing. Freak Show Kingdom is actually Jonathan Hedrick's IP. I just wrote the story Freak Show Jester for that IP. So I'm one of the stories in that whole group of stories that he put out. So I don't want to steal any thunder from Jonathan.
Look, I think if there's anybody's thunder that you can steal, you might want to put tails with is blowing up as the recount is. You drag on those, but my mistake. But all right,
Poser, David and I used to be friends, but now like when I call him or knock on his door, he's just like, leave the comic outside. I have no time for you, peasant. That's what happened with Great Estate Punk this week. I was too afraid to knock on his door. I mean, he's the writer of Savage Bastards. So.
When you tell me that I can't answer the door in the nude, then I'm not going to answer the door. Like that's just
caveats.
That's fair though.
Don't come on here and make it sound like I wasn't. Yeah, don't come on here and make it sound like I wasn't going to answer the door, but you just don't want to see me naked anymore. So,
what did they call it in Deadpool 2 when he was? Well, he says he's Winnie the Pooh in it, and they talk about him walking around like full toddler.
Yeah,
there you go. So maybe why you gotta cramp David's style, Travis?
We could compromise. I'll toddler shirt it.
I'll put some socks on.
Yeah,
I took him to Rocky Horror with my wife, and he refused to go in the nude. Like, I don't understand why he wore so much clothes to that. So.
And if we're gonna bring this up, I mean, I guess we're just gonna pull out all the laundry right here on the show. But
that's fucking Eric.
He also made sure that there were 2 people between us when we went to Rocky Horror Picture Show. He did not want to sit anywhere near me. Says I'm too handsy. So
that's cold.
Yeah, I'm just saying. Sit 2 women between us.
That's not what I said. I said, let's do the time warp again. And you grab my wife's boobs. It was offensive. It's not okay. And when I confronted you, you just looked at me and said, it's just a step to the right, and grabbed the right boob.
Yeah. And then it jumped to the.
And you also had a popcorn with no bottom in it.
Yes.
I think that might be the only way to see Rocky Horror if you're not some kind of inebriated. And you're boob punking anyway. And yes, I'm glad that I went ahead and just started the scrolling thing before any of us even showed up on camera, because we know what kind of party it's going to be. I think I missed somebody drop a super sticker that I want to say thank you for really fast. I do. Thank you so much, Andrew. It'll pop up on my screen at some point. I'm on my Mac, so you know that she's dying and running way slow. But we got Lass in here. We got Umpty in here. We got Deadpool's in here. We got Andrew. We got David. We've got a lot of the usual suspects. We got the Dean of Scumbag Community College, Fox Crown, is in here. We got us a party. We got, Hainer is in the house. We got all kinds of people showing up. We got Gambits. Yes. And David says, stop talking about being in the nude with me drinking. It has been a while since I've taken any articles of clothing off on camera, so we'll see if I get there or not tonight. Maybe I can't get that drunk when I'm solo parenting. Maybe that's me adulting and being responsible. But
I think between your day job and the parenting and the drinking and the nude, I think all 4 of them together should say no. But I mean, I don't work for the FBI like Burt Macklin here, so maybe he can do better.
That's right.
Look, I can always show up and be like, all right, kids, we're watching a movie today. Which I have to talk about communism for like 4 out of my first 5 hours of the day, because we're talking about Russian CompGov, and then we're in the Cold War in U.S. history, so I get real confused at what I have said at any given time. But only 2 of them pay attention anyway, so it's 6 and 1/2 dozen the other.
Can't you just watch Red Dawn and like call it a day?
Yeah, I mean, I could do that, but then I would have them go like, hey, did you see the new one? The new one was so good, and then I would have to kick that kid out of the fucking window.
Wolverines.
Yeah.
Yeah, my favorite movie.
I love it. All right, so the last time we were all together, we talked this puppy, and for any of the uninitiated, Cthulhu Invades Oz was the first mega mashup of anthology stories of, I believe the way that I framed it was this is the now that's what I call music version of an indie comics anthology, because it's absolutely stacked with people who are insanely talented and published all over the place. And then I'll share with you, before we get super into this project, if you go halfway down their Kickstarter page, you can see how absolutely stacked this anthology is, because you've got, I can't capture my screen, check Google Chrome, fucking A. But it's literally, I think every publisher is represented on this graphic. That Marvel, DC, Behemoth, Antarctic Press, Second Sight, Marcosia, Scout, Red 5, Image, Mad Cave, Heavy Metal, Dark Horse. Like, there's people who have touched just about every publisher that we have read or looked at books from, which is absolutely insane. So the first question that I'll ask to get the chat who may not be familiar with Oz, what about Cthulhu made you want to focus on it, him, they as an entity? And then what made Oz the universe that was the best one to play in first?
Well, that was me. One of the reasons why I chose Oz, well, Cthulhu's awesome. Like, I think he's cool. I think he fits. Yeah. I think, any writer worth their snuff at some point hits to an H.P. Lovecraft time. Like, if they do go the supernatural route, eventually they get there. They may not call it Cthulhu, but it's Cthulhu, right? They go that way. From Grant Morrison to, Hickman to all of them. When you get far enough, you just give Cthulhu his dues, right? Well, what I love about Oz, when we did Oz, is Oz was basically superheroes. So it was a very easy transition to do the invasion, right? Every character in Oz, even the bad guys, they have some sort of arc that makes them redeemable. Even the Wicked Witch, like, they all have some sort of arc. Yeah. Very Marvel style, very DC style, very modern comics. So it made it very easy when I did the invasion that I could show these superheroes and everybody could take a hero and go from it. So it wasn't that big of a transition when I did it. And what's great, and if you don't know, Oz is the first serialized storytelling. I mean, these 13 books that Frank Baum did, and there's another like 7 or so after that people his family did. And it was serialized storytelling. It was comic books. It was just with words, right? No other book had a series like that. That was what he created. He put that idea in people's heads, whether or not we want to give him credit for it or not.
Yeah, that's, I think. So that would have been, what year was that? What year were those books published?
I lost all that knowledge a year ago when I no longer had to pitch it. Hold on.
Because now I'm thinking, like, was it the 20s or before that?
I think it was, hold on, 1900s, May 17, 1900. That's how old they are.
Sorry, I don't know what happened. My computer was like, you don't need Chrome open for anything. And I said, that's actually the exact opposite of what I need Chrome open for.
So is the intention, I mean, it would seem the intention would be to put Cthulhu into these kind of different universes like Wonderland, coming up. And I mean, what are some other ideas you guys are kicking around for that?
Well, we just announced it. So, since we funded this one, the next one we're doing is Neverland, and that's going to be end of the trilogy. So it's going to be like a trilogy.
It's just be trilogy. Okay.
So it'll be the end of the trilogy. I'm not saying I'm not going to do more, but it'll be like Star Wars. This is the end of this story.
Right.
after that, we'll probably come up with a small book called Cthulhu Invades Aftermath, which will mix those universes. Because you don't want to dishonor a fan, right? If a fan who's never, if you want to buy just Oz, you'll get a lot of great stuff for Oz. If you want to buy just Wonderland, it's all going to be Wonderland characters. There is going to be a little Easter eggs there, here and there from Oz because it is in continuity. But it won't be the focus. Same thing with Neverland. You want it to be the focus of it. So someone who doesn't know about what we're doing can just enjoy it, because I know I wouldn't enjoy it if I bought a book and I'm super into Peter Pan and Dorothy and Alice and all these other crazy stuff is in there. It's going to lose value. So after we wrap that up, I'll do a small book called Aftermath that kind of gives us, a more solid ending. But the 3 is the first trilogy that we're doing. And it's going to be pretty cool. So that's the plan. But we're using the public domain stuff. And what's cool about it, I think, for all these indie guys that, like Stoney just pointed out, this is the first time we get to touch iconic characters who
yeah, absolutely.
And it matters because most of us are never going to be able to touch Marvel, DC, any of these characters that we love, but we can touch these guys, which I think is powerful.
Well, I mean, yeah, but these are just as iconic.
Yeah.
If not more. Maybe not in terms of a pop culture sense, but.
Sure. Hi, Chuck.
Hey, man, how's it going?
Looks like Chuck is fighting the same technology demon that I am.
That's similar. I should have paid all my bills.
Yeah. All right. So I know in you talking to you about Cthulhu Invades Oz, other places online, and I know as you were kind of talking about this project as it was getting ready to launch, Travis, the interest of people to lay their name and their creative talents to this book, like the demand went up after Oz, correct?
Yeah, no, it's crazy. Yeah, everyone wants to be in this book. The minute I launched this Kickstarter, like half of my messages were, "Hey, I'm Travis. I have a book coming. I'm not Travis. I'm hey blah blah blah. I have a book coming out for Scout this year. Here, check it out. Look at it." So I'm reading a whole bunch of cool things that are coming out next year because they want to be in the book. People want to be in this. And it's really hard too, especially when we're going to Neverland. The slots are very, very small. There's like 13 characters. I'm going from like. There's probably 50 plus Alice in Wonderland characters there's over 100 characters in Oz to like nothing. Neverland.
Yeah.
So it's going to be an interesting thing as we move forward, going to the next arc. But yeah, everyone wants to be in it. And then the next one, I'm actually going to hire a couple of pros. I want to spend some of this money because we're doing so well. I want to get like a Cullen Bunn or somebody to really draw attention to it. Someone who would be interested in doing something like this.
I think that might be the one kind of full-on horror that I haven't dove into if Cullen Bunn has read it yet is Cullen Bunn writing Cthulhu. But I think he's just so damaged goods from every other fucked up bit of humanity on display in all the books where it's like, oh man, who hurt you? I know you live in Missouri and it's rough. Like, Missouri is the northern Florida of the Midwest. But it's like, who hurt you? But can you tell them thank you? Because I'm pretty sure all of that trauma has led to everything fucked up that he puts his hands on.
Well, he runs a Cthulhu game. He posts about it on the regular. He runs a Call of Cthulhu game for, I assume, his friends. I don't know who his friends are. He doesn't return my calls.
I do think that you can tweet at him and talk shit on his old-fashioned recipe. I think that's who writes Red Mother? Why can't I think of his name? Jeremy Hahn says about him is that's how you get Cullen mad, is talk shit on his inability to make a good old-fashioned man drink. So in terms of moving into Wonderland, is there a shift in the tone of the book? I know Oz was a mixture of, short, anthology style stories. There was poetry that kind of threaded through. There was a couple of like single page like art pinups, I think. So how is there anything different in terms of the formatting of the book or the guts compared to Oz?
I think the two guys can answer that. I talked for a bit, so I think Chuck or David have the answer to that.
I mean, no, go
ahead,
Dave.
No, you go.
Okay. I mean, I would say it's one of those cases of if it ain't broke, don't fix it. That doesn't mean you're not trying to make it better and do it better. I know that we've got more poetry and a lot more of the stuff that people enjoyed. But I think we also made sure to keep a lot of that really cool stuff that we had in the previous book to really show people that we know that you guys liked about it, and we want to make sure that we don't stray too far from that.
I do like the mandate that we got for this book, though, where your characters had to pick a side. They're either with or against Cthulhu in this book, so that was an interesting way of approaching this one. Whereas before, it was pretty much everyone was against Cthulhu.
Mm-hmm.
In this one, you've got people actually picking sides, so that was kind of a new twist on the formula.
That's
the other thing
cool.
that we did that Chuck didn't reveal, he probably thought he couldn't, but there's multiple stories where the same character appears. So like Alice and Mad Hatter will appear in multiple, where we didn't do that in Oz. Everyone had their own time and stuff like that. So there's a little bit more of a stronger committed story to this one. Not that we didn't have a story with Oz, but this one has an easier to follow one.
Is some of that, I got to think of how I want to ask it because it's like intentional, yes. Was some of the character pairing doubling more necessary in the Wonderland world just because the number of characters are fewer than the Oz universe?
No, it was necessary. When I do these anthologies, we want serial storytelling. So I want to tell serialized storytelling. And to tell a better story, it was necessary to do that, to let these characters breathe, let them have extra screen time, and kind of loosen those laws. But yeah, I think we figured it out, and it just made it, in my opinion, it's got to make it better, when it's all said and done, to allow that to happen and make this story have more of an impact, and kind of show that we know what the hell we're doing,
No, I can get behind that. Jolly just sent me a message in the private chat that says my audio sounds like shit. So thank you, Apple, for all the high quality things that you promised for AirPods. So I'm going to sneak downstairs and grab my mic, and I'll be right back.
I thought he just took up smoking.
So I got a question for Dave and Chuck. So when you're using these characters that are so well established, like Mad Hatter and things like that, or Wicked Witch, is there pressure to stay within the confines of the characters they've already been defined, or do you pick your character and you're like, oh yeah, here's how I would have done it, kind of thing?
Go ahead, Dave.
For me, there's always kind of a pressure when you're playing with somebody else's toys, right?
Sure.
But luckily, these are in the public domain, so we can kind of do what we want with them. When I made my pitch for the story that I wrote, I wanted specific characters, and I got those specific characters because I wanted to do something specific with those characters. Mm-hmm. The characters I got don't have a huge lasting impression in the Wonderland mythos, as it were. They're kind of 2D characters in a way, so I want to breathe a little bit more life and make them a little more 3D and give them their own kind of personalities, as it were. So it gave me a chance to kind of play with them in that sense, if you understand what I'm saying.
Yeah, absolutely.
For me, I had two stories, so I was kind of lucky in that regard. The one, it was Alice, and for me, it was very much about taking what the writers had done before me, especially Russell Nolte, taking what they had done earlier in the story and making sure that that felt like the same character. Like we had, had a conversation, which we very much did, to make sure that we all had the same feel. So I was mostly focused on, this is your take, great, cool, and I'm going to follow that lead and make sure with that. The other character was the Caterpillar, and that one was a lot of fun.
I was going to say, that would be a fun character, right?
It was a lot of fun because I very much embraced the madness. And what was kind of cool was I felt like that character has this like pothead stoner mentality to him that I feel like everyone just kind of goes adjacent to. And it's like they write as if he is one without ever really addressing it. And I was like, nah, man, I really want to just like play up to that.
Absolutely. So, that's exactly what I would like. Opium den kind of like, just absolutely.
Absolutely. So I really tried to play into that, a lot of like that metaphysical kind of outlook where he's just like, nothing matters, man, what's in a name, all this kind of like just had like a lot of fun. He's way out there. But then as we were going, because there's also a little bit of a dark component to what we're doing, the artist was like, hey man, when I'm looking at it, I feel like this is like equal parts, because I was like very much like, dude, this is such a Tommy Chong style character. And he was like, I don't know, man, it feels like equal parts Tommy Chong and Charlie Manson. And I was like, whoa. Oh damn, you're actually right, like you're dead on. And so we really kind of leaned into that. So there's a lot of darkness to the character, and like he goes on this rant at one point where they were asking for a name, and he's like, man, what even's the point of a name? Like, I'm this now, but then I'm going to be, in a cocoon, and then what are you going to call me? And then after that. And so he actually ends up talking about a bunch of the different names that he's been in movies and in plays and in all that kind of stuff. And I thought that's a fun way to kind of be like, we don't need to say his name. He's had 100 names. Names don't matter.
Yeah, that's a cool latitude to have with the character.
Thank you.
How did the character selection process work for this book? Was it different than Oz?
Sounds like Dave had demands.
Yeah, I knocked on Travis's doors like, give me Tweedledee and Tweedledum now.
Were your pants on, or were they off?
They were off. They were off.
That's the start of the naked issue.
Oh, that's why you got him then.
It's been. He's like, guess who I am today, Tweedledee or Tweedledum? I was like, that's not what you're playing. You're Tweedledee.
Nice. So,
100 times better, dude.
Let's talk about the benefits that I love every time that Travis has a Kickstarter together, because that even if you pledge at the minimum level, once it hits its backing, you're going to get all kinds of wild stuff added on in terms of a lot of the different unlockable awards. So there are the bookmarks.
And Travis, how can people find the Kickstarters? Like, do you tweet them out? Do you put them on Instagram?
Yeah, well, if you follow me you can follow my Substack, but I tweet them out on Instagram and Facebook, all that stuff. Cool. My email list, things like that. We're doing pretty good. As you can see, this is a big one for us.
Yeah,
you can back
13 days to go. Already crushed it.
Yeah, no, it's been wild. I mean, this is the highest we've ever funded. It's not the highest backer count yet. We need 605, but we're on our way.
Oh, you're about to get one more.
Oh, I love that.
And I've got the bot set up to drop the link, and then I don't know if my comment has shown when I've dropped it in there, because it's like, we're having problems with your connection. It's like, I hate you, internet.
looks like it is dropping.
Well, and
Okay.
thank you for backing, by the way, Poser, earlier today. And I wanted to say this because just before I forget, that hardcover is sold out. You can't get it. I don't plan on printing them right now. So you're giving away something that people message me. If you looked at my messages all day long, are asking for that hardcover. So flip it on eBay is what I'm saying, gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, there you go, Andrew. If you're still in here, because Andrew's the only one that's thrown things in the super chat that right now he can cash that in. So the top thing is here's the other way. The other thing that you should do if you want to set money on fire, follow Travis as a person on Kickstarter, because the number of emails that I get in a week, let alone the number of emails I get in a day, where it's like, Travis is back this project, Travis is back this project, Travis is back this project, right? And if you look at his name, it shows that he's back like 647 projects, and I'm over looking at the Cthulhu is hard to spell to back because then you can get the bookmark.
Right.
And I think that kind of speaks to the person that Travis is, right? I know I've talked about this on a couple of interviews now, but Travis is a guy who wholeheartedly loves comics. He loves the industry and he loves indie creators. You know, I've never met somebody who is so willing to help give an indie creator that leg up, that help. You know, when I first met Travis, I didn't have anything as far as writing was concerned, and he took me around at a con, introduced me to like all these writers and artists and all these different people that were in. You didn't even know me from Adam, you know, but because I had a passion, I had a drive, I wanted to become a comic book writer. He took that time with me. So that's the kind of person that he is. So he backs these other projects because he believes in them. You know, he wants to support the indie community. So I'm asking you guys now to support him and back this book.
Yeah.
Message. Peace out.
That's been one of the things that I've talked about each time that I've had Travis on, or I've interviewed a couple of folks on their first Kickstarters, right? And I believe one of the first questions I asked Travis was, you know, why do you back so many projects? And he kind of gave the exact same spiel that you did, David, that there are so many people here not just cutting their teeth, but right, I feel like you're getting a lot of, you know, genuine love and creativity because you are the master of your own destiny with these projects. Yeah. So if you are, you know, creating something, then it's a new voice in the marketplace of ideas. And that's something that I've started looking at when I want to back a project, right? If I'm backing somebody that doesn't have very many projects backed, then the chance of that project succeeding is relatively low because they're not out there thumping the pavement and building a network to try and get things off the ground. But like I said, you know that you're getting more than your money's worth if you back at the lowest level, because one of the other things that I really like about Travis-led Kickstarter projects is the unlockable milestones. That's not the monetary level, which those happen as well, but backer-related rewards, right? The more people who get eyes on the project, the more stuff that you get. So, you know, right now we're up to you know, having an additional 11 comics that you get because there are 550 backers. When it gets to 6, there's another one, and you can see that, you know, you're getting more eyes on, you know, things that you may not have seen without that kind of access. And then here's the graphic that I wanted to show earlier, and then my computer was no, right? Like, now with the people who have written for additional indie publishers, and now that you've gotten just about everybody that you can find in a shop on a given week, this has now gone from that's what I call indie comics, you know, creators, volume whatever, to now it's just comics, period. That, you know, the people that are hopping onto projects like these aren't the quick pump and dump of a story to make some money. It's like I get to have fun with IP that I don't get to play with, like Jelly talked about earlier. And I think it's pretty cool. And there you go, Oddball. There's the link if it posts. But in terms of things that you can do, right here are the covers. So you want to talk about these covers at all, Travis?
No. I mean, look at it. They're beautiful. What else you need to know? No.
They speak for themselves.
Yeah, exactly.
Judge a
just
book
look
by
at
its cover because these are friggin' awesome. So the hardcover is the same as the Oz one, same guy, Kyle Willis. So he did another hardcover, which is really, really cool. And again, just like on the Oz one, it's done on a Wonderland book. So it's done as a full canvas. Nice. On the center one is a Virgin. It's our first Virgin that we've done in the campaign. Well, we had a Virgin in the last one, but it was a secret pledge. Like a very, very, very people knew about it. It was kind of as an add-on. And then we have our standard, which is done by Etienne. How do you say his last name, Chuck? You're French.
Etienne Derpentinier.
Okay.
Ooh.
Are they also Canadian like Chuck is?
Yeah, take my panties.
He is. And hella talented. And he keeps friggin' sending me good art. He sent me a Voodoo cover, a Voodoo Nations cover. And I'm like, what is this for? He's like, I don't know. I thought you may want it. Yeah, I want it.
Nice.
Thank you.
That's really, really cool.
So, yeah. And that cover right there was just one. He's like, oh, you're doing Wonderland? Let me play with it. And that's what we got. I'm like, what are you doing? I would pay you. I mean, I did pay him, but like you normally wait for me to ask.
Thank you so much for that $3, Umpty. I will get you added to the wheel, but yeah, you can back to get.
I think I should give you a couple bucks so I can get it. Sell it on the flip it.
Yeah, there you go. The limited edition hardcover here on the end that Travis is saying, gone.
It's gone.
That's your chance to get it on the cheap, and it will go in the mail on Sunday, or on Saturday. But I like right here the close-ups of the covers. I think that Virgin is really, really cool. I like the details on each of them, but I do like the idea of it being on a book, and I like if you lean in real close, like the lingering text in the background. I think those are all very, very cool. So the other thing that I wanted to point out for anybody, and I'll drop the direct link to it too. No, I won't. You need to go to the link yourself and then scam these lovely creators out of the 4 stories that you can read now. And we'll open that up and look at some of those here in a second. But if you're still like skeptical, first, you're an idiot. But second, if you're skeptical, right? Very few people, when they have Kickstarter projects put together, are ready to be like, yeah, here you go. Go read a chunk of it, right? So you can get 4 stories of it straight away. And then I like all of the little samples that you're getting of everybody. So let's see. That is nightmare inducing.
Isn't it?
The Bandersnatch
that is the Nightwolf team. I don't know if you're familiar with Nightwolf from Rob Maltari. That's his whole team came over to do a story with us.
Nice. And that's one of the other things that you can back and get the art print.
Correct.
So that along with Cthulhu is hard to spell is up on the top with me, but that art that's beautiful. Let's see. Oh, we have cards written by Wendy Gale, who edits this. And is that also Chuck's wife?
Yes, it is.
See, I'm remembering things. So was Wendy, I don't mean to ask you to speak for your significant other, but was she excited to jump into this anthology as well, aside from, editing it like she did with the previous one?
So absolutely, so excited. And she grabbed my artist, she grabbed my artist from the previous book. So yeah, she jumped in and got to work with someone she knew, and they made a really cool, messed up little thing.
Speak of the devil.
Yeah, right? And she shall appear.
Yeah. But no, that looks cool. Why does Travis B. Hill stand out to me?
He's all over the Twitters.
Yep.
I don't like him. He's a lesser Travis. That's why he has the B in there.
There could be only one.
I think he wrote some stuff for Ashcan Comics Pub. One of the first things that I started reviewing when I first started.
I think you are correct.
Plugged in my earbuds and heard my name. All right, so here we are to Chuck's story. This caterpillar. I like that.
Check private, by the way. You may like what you see.
Yeah.
That's Chris
you
Matt.
can. Yeah, definitely send it. I've got room for. I think we can do 12 people in this.
Yeah, that's gorgeous.
In this insanity. So, was this all Chris's idea? Like the moment the two of you hopped on to do the caterpillar, he was like, "I know what I want to do," or did you have some vision for the caterpillar looking like something out of a creepier than Rob Zombie film?
Aesthetically, I already had the script done and sent it straight to him, so he had something to play with. But he very much aesthetically, and he is a huge Wonderland fan. He actually just messaged me. I have to ignore him, but
invite him in.
Send him the link.
Yeah,
I can do that. Yeah, okay.
Hey, I'm also inviting Stoney if that's cool with you guys.
Yeah,
we have room for him.
Oh, Stoney.
No Stone.
Not a fan.
I think in my contract.
I actually think in Poser's contract, if you are Mad Cave, like you have the StreamYard, like he posts it in a secret Mad Cave group every day and just hope someone shows up.
That is true. Although they have learned that I so reliably write about their shit that Frank, who is now like one of the executive assistants for PR stuff, emails me shit like before the big drop. So like he sent me Nottingham 7 like a day before it came out, and I was like, "You're just trying to get me fired and kill me." And he was like, "Yeah." Sorry to cut you off, Chuck. So
no, that's okay.
This is all him aesthetically, but he had the script to kind of work from as to create the best monstrosity.
Yep.
No, I'm excited about that.
Oh yeah, no, he did an amazing job, and he totally took it to another. In fact, I wrote a 4-page story, and he went, "No, this needs a 5th page," and just made another page. And I was like, "Yeah, okay, cool, go for it."
Yeah, it's fine. I just have to pay for it. Whatever. No, it's fine. Just do whatever you want. What? No, I'm not mad.
That could be the random backer kit expense that gets added to the back end, like. Chuck was asking his artist to throw in another page or two, so we all got to charge you an extra $0.25.
No, just have a pledge level. Chuck randomly added an extra page. Someone please pay $50, one of one. You don't get the page or anything. You can just pay for it.
Yeah, everybody gets it because of you. So when we were live 2 weeks ago now, when it was me, J1, Jelly, and David Hazan, we talked about that being the stream of beards. But now I think we can all agree the Beard Supreme is about to enter the stream. Ladies and gentlemen, the author of Villainous for Mad Cave Studios. Somebody fucked up and let him color a book once, and now he's like, I can do art too.
I'm a colorist.
It's ridiculous. It really is.
And since J1's not here, we have to have our Oklahoma representation in the stream.
What?
Ladies and gentlemen, Stoney Williams.
Oh, and the ginger beard.
Yeah. Hey guys. Sorry I'm late. In my defense, I was working on something else, technically for Travis. So, yeah.
What?
Well, just in
What?
J1 Bob fashion.
I want to know what he's working on for me. Hold on.
It was holiday spirit stuff.
Oh,
Well, it's like seeing twins at the same time.
Here, let me
You should see J1.
hold on. Leave it on for
Yeah,
a second.
that's uncanny. That's
Put the beard back on for a second, Jelly.
At first, I didn't know who was who.
it's like, look in the mirror.
Let him get that, and I'll screenshot it and let J1 know that we've replaced him with another Oklahoman.
Will the real Stony please stand up? Please
Right?
stand up. Please stand up.
I think that can be solved by looking at a pair of PJ pants, but that's a different stream.
Oh, no,
If
it's
he's
not.
wearing pants.
It's
Nope.
it's this stream. It's this fucking stream. I live in these.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, David. Did I skip over?
I got distracted when Stoney came in, so I don't even know what we're talking about anymore. Like Stoney is my comic book lover, and as soon as he graces the screen, I just my mind melts.
I was
Yeah,
like,
but
I'm
back
looking
to
at
the
this. It's on the screen. No, I let it off so we could all bask in Stoney's glorious beard. Yeah, just looking at the names who are touching all of these blows me away. I do kind of like this version of the Mad Hatter and the bear that looks like they're high on some kind of something that I want while sipping their tea. You got Griffin. Humpty Dumpty, the Curse of the Egg Yolk. I'll have to show that to my youngest who's obsessed with Humpty Dumpty, and he can go, no, he doesn't have a beard. And I'll say, okay, fine. What do we know?
well, that Humpty Dumpty's been working really hard. He's a single dad, just trying to do the best he can.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know Richard was on this. I also love me some Richard Kemp.
You do love
Matt Kent.
Actually,
he
you know
gets shit
who's on here who is not on this page, but we just add him. He's our first stretch goal, and we're
Mhm.
literally only a few bucks away from him. Chuck called me one day, and he's like, "Has Poser backed yet?" And I was like, "No," and I was like, "I've got all Poser's friends in here. I don't know why he hasn't come." And Chuck goes, "All right, I this is a long shot. I don't know if you can get him, but can you talk to Brian Hawkins?" The guy basically sleeps with Stoney. And I was like, I'll call him and see what I can do. So I got Brian Hawkins just for you, Poser.
I did see that, and he's like second billing on the page. Let me see for everybody who doesn't know how much of the black cotton Kool-Aid I've drunk. Let me see if I can find the picture of me in my swagoo. Oh, yeah, Travis.
Well, black cotton's so cool. Tell me where the ninjas come from, because I need to know. They don't make any sense.
I think it's like issue 4.
I feel like ninjas never need an explanation.
They should.
I think they do.
You get some good family, like black and Asian, like violence tones, but it's like, no, they just fucking hate each other from bad corporate drama. All right, let's see where I've stuck this picture, but I'll keep scrolling for a second. So, what was it like writing about the yellow and red kings, Travis?
I hired Stan Effenyak, so the best. It was so good. In fact, we love that colorist, but the colors couldn't finish, and I just got new colors in today. Do you want to see the new colors that I just got?
Does a bear shit in the woods?
I don't know. I don't fucking follow bears in the woods. I live in Florida. We
That's
follow
true.
old people. If you go in the woods here, it's to die.
Does Stoney Williams have 12 kids? I guess is that the better way to go? I'll unshare my screen, and then when you share yours, I'll pop it up.
Yeah. I only want to show one page, but it is a beautiful page. Let me see if I can make it bigger. I don't know if I can.
I have a feeling that's not the first time you've said that in your life.
That looks great.
I have let many people down by saying such comments. It's not getting any bigger, is it?
Also, not
That's
the
what
first
she
time
said.
you said that.
Yeah. All right, hold on.
Just try
just
spit in your hand first.
Just don't pressure him. That's gonna make it worse.
I've been drinking. I've been drinking. It's not my fault. I've been drinking.
Yeah, use your other hand.
While Travis brings that up, if you've not seen this picture, anytime I write a Black Cotton preview or review, this picture automatically goes on the post.
Wow.
Wow, fanny pack.
It's the fanny pack for me.
Wow.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I like how if I was wearing the fanny pack but not the hoodie, like that's the fanny pack like loosened all the way out.
No, I like how you have the fanny pack over the hoodie.
Yeah,
not
it
around
would look
your
like a
waist.
burst can of biscuit dough. If you saw that, but there you go. Yes, I am a Brian Hawkins stan.
There's nothing seemingly less Black Cotton than a fanny pack, personally.
There's nothing less Black Cotton in that picture.
Yeah, I'm okay with that. Like, I just feel like I'm a White Lives Matter sign away from being in one of the crowd shots.
All lives matter.
I don't think I can make it any bigger. I'm sorry.
No, that still looks
Been
pretty
said
cool.
many
I'm
times.
excited to see that.
Again, I've let many a ladies down. That's why I have to be charming. Like I just try to seduce them, and
They don't call me. They don't call me Travis Whiskey Dick Gibb for nothing.
But he's very
here's-
enthusiastic. He makes
Here's
that
how
very
bad
cool.
I am at reading everybody who's in it. I didn't know Heather wrote in this. Is this Heather wasn't in Oz, was she?
She kind of was. So in Oz, she wrote one of the B stories. So it does count, but this is her own full scripted story. All the pictures, all the dialogue, everything. Yeah. She's also I know we're talking about Cthulhu, but Tales of the Collective, it's its last 24 hours, and that's her first solo project, which is really, really cool. Tales from the Collective 2. She's got.
I don't think I backed the second one.
The second one's live. Highly recommend. I can put it in privite chat.
There is a lot of good talent on that book too.
But my wife. Yeah, my wife's debut of it's an Orange Cone book. It's coming out later this year, which is pretty cool.
God, I don't know how I missed that one either. All right, now we've got to David. So we got the Tweedledee and Tweedledum showing up full toddler at Travis's door.
Can we address something here? Like, this is a place to address beefs, right?
Yeah.
Sure.
Oh yeah, man. Let air it out.
I mean, you started by yelling at me about not reading
the tone for this
DC
whole
versus
interview.
vampires.
Yeah, why pump the brakes now?
So, Chuck, how does it feel to know that David looked at you and was like, Chuck is so fucking talented doing a 2-part in Oz. Like, I'm just going to steal that idea because I don't have an original thought in my head. How do you feel about that, Chuck?
That was actually my exact pitch, by the way.
Word for word.
You just read it word for word. That was the opening of my pitch.
Are you reading my memo?
I saw it coming so much that I was like, "Oh, fuck that! I'll just do two different stories with 2 different characters, and I'll step over them before he even gets there." So yeah, I saw it coming.
You did trump me on that.
Yeah,
I got 2 different artists though.
Cthulhu invades Neverland. We'll see what happens then.
That's the rubber match.
Right.
So we'll have
I
Cthulhu
got a beef,
invades
too.
Neverland 2, and it will just be Chuck and David trying to dunk on each other.
Hey, Stoney, do you want to color my piece for Cthulhu Invades Neverland? Since Dave doesn't ask you enough to have asked, I care. So if you want to color my piece, I'd love to have you.
I would absolutely color your piece.
Ah, suck it!
He's just gonna color your piece. You don't want to know what it does for my pieces, all right? Relax.
Oh.
All right.
I will say that
I'll continue
go ahead,
Festivus here for a second and the airing of grievances. Chuck, where are when are we getting more raw reviews?
I know, right?
What has happened? Are you busy with something?
Got too famous.
I'm busy with a bunch of stuff. I
Oh,
literally
okay.
have a bag full of, and actually, the last time I did raw reviews was like on my drive to Seattle for Emerald City. So I guess really what I'm saying is I need a long drive to a con so I can do a bunch more raw reviews.
Actually, I have asked him for a raw review of Granite State Punk for my birthday. I have April 14th. I've already sent it in the mail. I want a Granite State Punk review.
Nice.
Look for it, people.
I was gonna say I've got the bell notifications for Chuck's channel, and then every time it pops up, it's the no, we're still not definitely shilling our Kickstarter projects, episode 93. And then the other thing that confuses me, like I know how you can, like this is set up to stream to Twitter and Twitch, but I still don't get like the people in the different chats. So like I'll say something and be the only one in the YouTube comments.
Yeah.
And that's because like the entire universe is watching it on Facebook. And I'm like, I don't understand how this works. I'm not smart enough to get there.
And speaking of that, tomorrow night you can join Chuck and I for Chuck's review.
True story. Yep, we're running it tomorrow night. I mean, a lot of this.
Stuff and things. Airing more grievances.
Okay, now I have to look at the differences between these levels on Tales from the Collective. And now that's the other bad thing about backing a Travis project and then having him on your stream where it's like, yeah, look at this one, look at this one, look at this one. Yeah, so it's like, okay, which covers don't I have?
And I immediately regretted it because I knew that was a deep, deep rabbit hole to go down.
Hey,
speaking of the devil,
wow.
We talked about Nottingham. I mean, David, I know that you're not in Cthulhu Invades Wonderland, but
he was asked. He was asked.
If you want to hop in just to add to the number of beards on the stream, like
he was asked, and he said something about I'm Australian, I'm too good and expensive for you, and I was like, oh, all right.
You can't afford me.
That sounds like Dave.
Right. It's like I've been stealing from the rich. You know how rich I am?
I am the motherfucking cure. So, like, what's going to happen in the second arc of Neverland is Nottingham, is that it's the real version of the last book you'll ever read. Like, by issue number 9, we're all going to be like cannibals and having sex in the streets and murdering everybody because we are the cure for the aristocracy.
Is that just the future that we're looking forward to, or is that the book that you're talking about at this point in time?
A bit of both, maybe.
Oh, okay. I'm just saying, COVID and everything like that, it's kind of going that way. Right? I'm getting really excited.
So, David, in looking at just these two art snippets from both of the Tweedledee and Tweedledum stories, I love how like both of these have an anime feel, but in like wildly different anime styles. So what was your level of communication with each of the artists like on this?
So these are actually local artists by us who have not really done a lot of panel work. The top artist there, he has started his own webcomic, his own like web anime webtoon kind of comic. But nice. These are just two local artists from a comic book store that I go to quite frequently locally here. Travis frequents it as well, and I've been talking to them for a while about wanting to work with them on something because I love their styles. And so this was kind of an introduction to see like how well we can work together on projects, and it turned out fantastically. I wanted kind of more cartoon anime feel for the first story, you know, because we're still kind of in the, you know, the Tweedledee, Tweedledum are dumb characters kind of phase, you know. And then later I wanted that hard action anime style, so you can see all the lines, and I mean you can almost hear these two characters in the second panel here screaming at each other, you know, in anime style.
And is it easy to say that the twins do not agree with who they back in the
I think that's
more.
I think that's a good assumption. I also kind of wanted to. My original pitch was to do it in Dragon Ball Z kind of style, so it was actually going to be like 21 pages of just like one of them getting ready to hit the other one in the face. But for some reason, Travis vetoed that. I don't know why.
That can be in the audio commentary where Travis is like, and then I had to veto all of these pieces of shit from me.
Well, I'm thinking that he's going to surprise us with another backer level, and that's going to be those 21 pages will be dropped back in just sporadically throughout the rest of the story, and you just see in the next episode.
I like this idea. Instead of the poems, we'll just intersperse throughout the stories a page or two of David's ramping up to hit each other. Yeah,
but it will be out of sequence because once you hop there, you'll get like the front page of a manga that's like, stop, you are reading this the wrong way.
Exactly. It's all in Japanese.
No, I like that. And then now lucky that Stoney is here. Stoney, talk to us about writing one of my favorite pairings and then also my favorite hipster seafood restaurant in Seattle, the Walrus and the Carpenter.
So I had a lot of fun with this. The artist Ben Humanic and I worked on this together, and we had a lot of fun. We meshed really well. I was really lucky to get paired with him. We're checking in with the Walrus and the Carpenter and seeing what they're up to as Cthulhu invades their universe and how they react to that, how that affects them. I matched the original poem and worked on that for weeks. That was a lot of fun to get down and put a kind of a poem inside of a comic book script. Yeah, so always lucky that Stoney's here. Thank you, David. I love you. Now I'm derailed. David derailed. What was I going to say? Oh, it's set outside the regular story, just like the original poem was. So they're while they're still affected by the invasion, neither one of them chooses a side. So.
Oh, spoiler!
Right.
Whose idea was it to put it together in a very Dr. Seuss style?
So that was Ben's. When I sent him the script, and he sent me some two different styles, and we chose this one. And I'm really glad we did. It was exactly what I had in my head. I really loved it, and the whole Art Nouveau kind of framing for some of the panels was Ben's idea as well, and I love the way that came out.
Well, one of the things that really excited me about Oz and Wonderland is definitely the hold my beer version of this. There's a good consistent through story, but the art, like literally every kind of art style that you have seen in comics, in webtoons, like in any medium, are all here together. And I think it introduces people who may be stuck in I like my traditional 9 panels on a page with a splash page. Like just the chaos of style to style, I think gives it a real something for everybody, because you'll either find a style or a story that you gravitate to, or you'll fall in love with everything and then go pour backing all of it on Kickstarter.
And that's one of the beautiful things about this project is that it all works, right? These worlds that Cthulhu is invading and the Lovecraft mythos themselves are so out there that these vastly different styles and different glimpses at these characters, it works, and it just fits, and I love it so much.
Nice. And we're finally down to another Chuck. So we've got the Golden Feast.
Mm-hmm.
Have you worked with Baggs Brothers before?
No, but I'm so glad I got the opportunity because they are talented as hell. They did such a good job on this piece. Jerome actually just sent it to me all finished and lettered yesterday, and so I got to go over it and check it all out, and it's beautiful. They just did such a wonderful job.
Nice.
Yeah.
I just want to sit here and stare at all.
Yeah,
of these
I mean,
things.
just to give you an idea, Stody, the Bags brothers are hired literally from May 1st to the end of the year on Orange Home projects. We love them, so we hired them for the rest of the year.
Nice.
Voice.
So there's all the art, and it's here's our Lovecraftian style poetry that gets sprinkled throughout. So I'm excited about all of this. I think more so after, getting to read Oz, where just the idea of these two universes together was just something that was so odd to me that I was like, I don't know how this is going to work. And then reading it, I was like I was speechless, like I was slow clapping to my computer. It was just like, I don't know how I did that. And, for $12, you can get the digital only, or I would say if you're going to back at the smallest level, you want the audio commentary. You want to know the thought processes that were in there, and it just becomes interesting, right? Because now I feel like with the fad of all movies and things like that streaming, like the director's commentary died with DVDs and Blu-rays, that you don't go, all right, I'm going to watch the movie again and some asshole is going to talk over all of it. But the people who enjoyed those things, right, are the people who kind of want to climb into the mind, climb into the process. So, I've seen maybe one other project do that, and it was for like the completion of like 3 or 4 issues and not let's talk about an entire anthology. So I think that is so cool. So 15, you can get Wonderland with the audio commentary, or for 20, you can get them both. That, maybe do it at this level and then add the digital Oz just so you can get the commentary, or find what you can get for both. But then, right, $29 for a soft cover anthology. Most Kickstarter projects you're looking for in a trade, you're paying almost $40. Right. So looking at this again, I'm just in awe at the amount of creative talent, knowing the number of people that will be compensated for this project, and then still seeing that it's, affordable as hell. So, like, did you have to make a deal with our dark overlord to be able to juggle all of those things to make your creators happy, but also make this super affordable for anybody?
Well, we have Belial on our side, right?
Yeah. Well, remember, this is 200 plus more pages with a paper shortage, so it is more expensive. I actually told Chuck the price. I don't feel like the price that our cost, and it is. We are not making a ton of profit.
I would say that
like
looks
with me
razor thin.
I threw up in my mouth a little bit. Yeah, it was not good.
Well, I'd say with the price of paper there, I'm sure that your profit margins are razor thin.
Yeah, and I don't ship. And if you look, I'm sending this in June. That means I'm not going overseas. Like most people who do this, they'll go overseas and won't ship it for like 5 or 6 months, so they can pay like $6 a book and make a huge profit margin. That's not what I do. I want to get you guys the book as quickly as possible. So I don't make a lot per book. This is not a money grab in any way, shape, or form, even though it feels like it because we make so much money. But literally, it's $14,000 to pay just the creators. Just the creators. That's $14,000.
Wow.
That's $13,000 for the creators and $1,000 for Jerome to do letters because he letters the whole book. That's not even his normal rate. He should get $2,000 because it's a 200-page book.
I mean, it's just wild, and I love that there's good differentiation at the levels. Like, once you get to some of these higher tiers, like it feels like on some projects that's you want to be a creator too, then
yeah,
give me some extra money so you can get on a Zoom with me and I'll review your script.
Okay.
So I like how you've got, huge collector oriented things. And I love the collector's boxes, right? That I love, you can get just about anything that your heart desires. That there's a good chance that, between now and the next 13 days, I'm going to have to go sell like 5 or 6 slabs and then turn it into the everything box. Just because I think you as a collector get bang for your buck. You get, people that you never thought you would see in the same book all mashed together. And I think that's what's so awesome about, this anthology project. That's what I liked about Tales of the Collective. Like, that's what I like about some of the bigger Orange Cone projects that are like, we're going to take people, put them with some people that you're going to wish you learned about before, and put together a kick-ass product.
Yeah, it's I mean, this is a master, it's so good. I almost said masterpiece. It is a masterpiece, but it's really well put together. It really fits. Russell Maltese is one of my inspirations. The guy has been killing it. He's been way ahead of me for such a long time. And we've been doing interviews, and he's been saying, some great things about me. But one of the things he says, and it took me a long time to actually accept it, there's very few people who can do the book like this. And I'm not trying to be egotistical or anything like that. You have to have a certain skill set to be able to take everybody's story and make it one story, right? Mm-hmm. Without a lot of dictation. Because I don't tell Chuck, here's what the caterpillar has to do. David, here's what the things. I don't tell them. I tell them a crux of the story, and then I make it all fit with the prose that I write in between. Not a lot of people can do that, and I would
say that's definitely correct. Not a lot of people could do that.
Yeah. And the reason why I can do it is I used to run LARPs, live action role playing, for like 500 people. The biggest game I've run personally is 100, but I ran it online for tons of people. So I'm used to, here's a story I want to tell. Let me get your individual stories mixed in. So it's a skill set that I have that makes it, and it's become. You read Holiday Spirits, right, Poser?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and we did the same thing with Holiday Spirits because I thought it was just something I could do with Cthulhu, but when I did it with Holiday Spirits, I realized that that's a staple to Orange Cone. We are serialized storytellers. Even if we do anthologies, I want you to get an anthology, but have a serialized story. And yeah, sometimes it's a little loose. Sure, it's absolutely a little loose, but at least you get a story. And what that does, here's the cool thing that it does that I don't think people realize is when you look at anthology, Chuck has said this so many times. Chuck's off air right now, so he can't. Oh, there it is. Chuck has said this so many times. When you grab an anthology, you look at it and you find the bad story, right? Chuck, you could say your line.
I say it every time. I say, when you go through an anthology, you're looking for the bad story, and you're trying to find out, like, which one can I go, okay, I'm better than that one. But you can't do that in these. Like, it's all way too good, and it's a little anxiety.
Are you saying that as a writer?
I'm saying it
as a reader.
A writer, a reader, an artist, like, honestly, all of it. Okay. Trying to look and see, like, which one's the bad one. It's not real. That's not a thing in these books.
Well, yeah, because if you do, you're saying you don't like the whole thing because it's all one narrative, right? So it really adds that extra thing. And I know that sounds like something, but it's really honoring to the creators, right? So we're not trying to compete against each other. And in fact, that's one of the things. The first one, I felt everyone was competing to just do better than the person next to them. Now they're just like, oh, we get it now. We just want to tell a good story. How can we write the best story? That's why when I saw David's script, David wrote the not to give too much spoilers, but he has Alice and the Mad Hatter in his stories, which is funny because I had Kurt do the same thing in another part, and neither one of them conflict because you look at it from David's point of view, you look at it from Kurt's point of view. But what's neat about it is both of them were like, all right, cool. Travis has laid out the story. How can we add to the story now? Instead of going, all right, I just want to tell the coolest Cthulhu fighting this story. Everyone's like, I want to be part of this narrative. And now that everyone gets it, because sharing a vision, it's really hard until you put it together to show this is what I'm trying to do, right? And now that they've done that and I built the trust, they're all on board. So everyone's trying to just help the narrative get better. Except for Stoney, he's like, I'm writing Carpenter and the Werewolf. He's like, I'm the colorist. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing.
That's right.
What's really cool too is it's as writers and creators and artists and things like that, right? We spend a lot of time in solitary kind of confinement, right? Trying to knock out what we're trying to create. What's cool about a project like this is we message each other. We're like, hey, what are you doing with your piece? Hey, do you want to look at this? Like, how's that looking? That's because we're all kind of working towards the same goal, right? We all want a good story to come out of this book. So it's pretty cool to be able to hit up your friends or even make new friends in a project like this, and look at what they're doing and kind of get that inspiration to do better in the next thing that you're working on, right? So a lot of fun.
Hold on, I'm trying to highlight Wendy's comment.
Is it Chuck's pretty?
Well, I think
I don't think that's it.
I think there's also got to be truth to what Wendy's saying, right? That not only are you getting inspiration with the folks you are working on, like David pointed out, but I think, we talked about this a little bit with Oz, like the balls that it takes to jump into such a well-established universe with its own fans and be like, not only are we going to fuck things up, but we're going to show you that we've got fidelity to the universe, fidelity to the characters, that we've done our homework and know and love these as much as you do. That, I think it's a good bit of self-imposed pressure by picking a couple of different beloved franchises to go like, all right, the one is going to show up in here and get things turned. What I wanted to see if I could play really quick, and we'll see if the audio quality is still terrible, as Travis is talking about running some LARPing. I did get a voicemail message maybe 2 weeks ago when he was on Comic Burrito's show. So we'll see if it sounds as bad as it did when I tried to discern what happened.
There was no drinking involved. It wasn't 1 a.m. when we did this, I swear.
Dave, just name
Why are you
trolling
not
now.
playing?
Well, before we do that, guys, I'm going to jump off here because I also have...
it keeps trying to play it on my AirPods. Hold on.
Hey, well, Dave.
Travis has a message for you. Yeah.
So what I think happened in that message was Travis was talking shit on me because I think this is the latest that I've backed a project. But your announcement that we're going to have another 40-hour D&D session where we're afraid that we cause a friend breakup at some point.
Here's hoping.
No, I've lost my
yes, that's coming.
All right, guys,
Did
I have
you
to
watch
jump
that?
off.
Oh yeah, sorry, Dave.
I want to say thank you guys for having me on the show. Please back the book. A lot of love and blood and sweat and tears went into it, especially on Travis's part. So please help us get, well, we've already been funded, so please help us get to the next level, right? And get all those extra goodies.
Get to 606 so it can break the record.
Exactly.
Right.
Have a good night, guys.
Thank you so much,
David.
Dave.
Thanks, David. So was
Chloe,
that
did you
your...
watch that live stream or because I think Todd accidentally broadcasted your phone number
Yeah.
that night, and I completely forgot about that until just now. I laughed so hard I cried.
That was...
Listening to your number be read across that live stream.
Yeah. It was
Just
pretty
the
funny.
highlight of my evening. That was
No, I think I was passed out because my wife has started traveling for work again. So trying to get 3 kids to go to sleep. I'd say by yourself, but I have to remember since it's been a while since I've had Stoney on the stream, I can't complain about having 3 kids.
Right?
Because
Get on my level.
he can field an 8-man football team.
With spares.
But
Dan, have you ever mentioned his wife out in a podcast? Because I mentioned his wife out, and she was private messaging me like, "Did you get your? I heard you wanted to speak to me." And I'm like, "Shit, all right."
Well, I mean, I don't know if Stoney knows that I still use this video from time to time, but Stoney posted this on Discord around Christmas one time, and then I always have to show it and then give context to it every now and then. But
oh, is this what I think it is?
I gotta find how I labeled it though. It's not this one.
Holy crap, Brownie! What the hell? What did you eat?
Mongolian cooked food, what do you think?
Wow.
I think it got deleted when they started running the auction. I can't. The penguin video's not here.
Oh, the penguin video.
Who's listening to Bill Wirtz?
I was gonna say, because that fart doesn't need any explanation. I think we understand what's happening.
I can't.
No, I love when people start coughing halfway through it and don't say anything else.
We used to play religiously the twerking penguin that Stoney's mother dropped off on their front porch.
Be gone.
It was my mother-in-law.
Oh, your mother-in-law. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
my mother-in-law. Yeah.
I've been making everybody all this time think it was your mother. That makes me sad that I don't have it. It's rest in peace.
I'm more concerned about how active he wanted that corrected. Like it was very serious.
Not my mom. My mom would
not
not
my
make
mother.
a penguin twerk.
I'll have to see if I can find it. I'm sure I have it somewhere.
So, are you a mother's boy? Are you a mama's boy?
I'm not. No.
Oh,
Thank you, David. I appreciate that.
Who owned the comic store and the game store?
So my mom worked at the comic store when I was a kid. I had many uncles growing up, right? And my uncle John Harper ran the comic book store and started Trek Expo, Star Trek sci-fi fantasy convention in Tulsa.
Nice.
A lot of uncles, huh?
A lot of uncles. Yeah.
This is your new Uncle Frank. Like that.
I don't know how I missed that comment from David Hazan.
I know. I was going to say, how come that has not been up yet? Trolling so hard.
The one I don't know. Using snaps is such a good
idea.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see if there's anything else on anything from the project that I haven't mentioned yet that. I guess I'll scroll through all of the backing levels
Wendy,
one time since
that was a true stroke fart.
So like I said, this project is super affordable, and what shows up here in the backer rewards or the rewards you get for backing is not inclusive of the things that get unlocked from the number of backers, correct?
Correct. Yeah.
So right now, for $10, you can get a digital copy of the book, and then right now it'll be at $600 in 13 days at least. So you're getting 12 additional comics from that as well, right?
Correct. It's actually 13 because one of them is not on there. We gave it as a separate thing.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
And I mean, $20 gets you both. So if you're intrigued by this one and you have not read Oz, then you can get them digitally both that way. $25 though, I think, is where it's at. You can get the commentary for both, and you will thank me later. Because if the Wonderland commentary is as good as the Oz one is, then I'm excited. But then I also love, right? $29, I'm getting a standard soft cover, a digital copy of Wonderland, and the audio commentary, which are prices that you don't see, you know, a full anthology this cheap on Kickstarter. That, you know, we've all backed projects where you're paying $60 for a trade and you're like, okay, I'm going to do that to back someone. But you're getting all kinds of talent, like I said, that you've, you know, either heard of and you want to see what they look like when they collaborate with other people, or this is going to be ways to get introduced to other folks, right? If you made the bad life decision of not reading Villainous, right, then you might not know who Stoney is. If you have not read Belial, you might not know who Chuck is. I don't know if there's a way that you don't know who Travis is, because I really think that he is part of the comic Illuminati. But right, like, you heard that, you know, David is using artists that were local to him, and now that they've worked out, right, that they're people that he wants to work with again, or, you know, the artists that Chuck worked with, right? Travis has already said we're going to hire them for the end of the year for other projects. So you're finding, it almost feels like, you know, if you're trying to speculate on getting somebody's early kickstarted work, like, you don't need to do the vetting on somebody that Travis and, you know, all of the other creators who have done things through the Orange Cone umbrella, like, they've taken the risk, they've been vetting the people, and you know, if it's coming out with Travis's stamp of approval, with, you know, both Travis and Chuck's wives who do a lot of the editing work, right? You know that if they and their bosses at home are like, let's put this out there, right, then you know it's definitely worth getting in there on.
And the real taskmaster too is Jerome, who's in there, like, he'll be in the conversations, just, you know, how's everything doing, blah blah blah, checking in, all excited. Like, the dude is awesome. So much love to him as well.
Such a good letterer.
Yeah. Well, just a great dude.
So yeah, if you haven't backed it, you know, you've got 13 days to do it. Or, you know, apparently I'll find your phone number and have Todd from Comic Burrito broadcast it on a stream, so Travis can dunk on you. But
do you not? Was it not important to you, because we were going to sign off the stream if we didn't get another backer, to not have the thing? I knew you didn't want to let them down. You wanted.
I think I was asleep.
Right, but is waking up worth having another 8-hour, 20-hour RPG game to not sleep again?
I mean,
It's not a good commitment.
I'll be back. I think my youngest might have peed the bed. I just heard crying. I'll be back in a second. But I need some sleep so I can play for 20 hours.
Right.
But I'll be back in a second.
Oh, Lord. So I've already spent $500 tonight on Kickstarters.
Wow.
Yeah, like I said, this is that was a slippery slope to go down. So I'm afraid of this Orange Cone Productions.
Well, you got to private message me your name so I can send you like your real name, so I can send you some extra stuff for because you backed Granite State, right, that night, if I remember correctly. Yeah. I'm sending them out now, so message me.
Oh, okay, cool.
Travis is actually really cool about doing extras. Am I allowed to talk about the thing that you do for the creators?
Sure, yeah, go ahead.
This is something that means a lot to me, man, because you do anthologies and usually the work is the reward, so to speak, and it should be to a point, but Orange Cone takes really good care of us, and what they ended up doing in the first book, and now they're doing it again, is any creators who come in and buy books, which they can just as easily end up selling back again on their tables. He gives us a special limited edition creators copy. And it's just for creators of the book, and it's beautiful. The first one was, and it was this beautiful black and gold. It's just gorgeous. And yeah, it was just absolutely amazing. So they're doing it again this time, and it's there's never been a better reason to back your own book than something cool like this.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, because a lot of times you back your own book just to get a copy, because not all things get a copy,
Yeah.
So I want to give you, if you're backing it, you get a free book, you get this, and then like someone like Stoney's on the Substack, he's got an exclusive cover over there that's exclusive. So there's all sorts of cool stuff. But I want to give back to our fans and our creators, because I really appreciate it. I really appreciate all the hard work they do, the hours that we put into this. This is a hard thing, So I want to make it as special as possible, as intimate as possible as I can. And it just costs a little bit of money to show them that I value them, right?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, absolutely. It's kind of one of those things where it takes so little smile and so much to frown. It's just like, love you guys. You've been doing, oh man, little guy.
And now he's peeing on data. That's nice.
Nah, he's a sad boy right now. So
he got a fever.
No, he sleeps face down, and he's just been wiping his face on my hoodie. You want to say hi to people, Charlie? No. Okay.
Hi.
Yeah.
Chuck says hi.
No, I think you called him Charlie.
Yeah, I was born Charlie, so yeah.
I told my wife that I wanted to start calling him Chuck, and she was like, "No."
Oh, dude. Wait until he takes up writing, then he can come on aboard, and I'll welcome him in with all the other Chucks.
There you go. Well, I think I'm gonna do the poser pile giveaway, and then Jelly, you've still got like control of things, right? Where you can.
No, I don't.
Highlight. Will you drop your email on the private, and then if I don't come back, you can hop on, or you can take control.
Yeah, I can. I mean, we're at almost 2 hours.
I think we're cool wrapping it up.
Yeah.
All right, then
we can do the poser pile.
We'll give this away real fast, and then.
I mean, it's not like Travis won't be back.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. So while we wait on me and I mute myself, everybody want to talk about other projects that you can talk about?
Yeah, I would love to hear this.
In the works. Hold on, Bubba. Hold on. I'm gonna mute us, okay?
Oh.
Should I drop all the ones that I'm on right now?
Do it, Chuck. Do it.
Yes,
do it.
please.
Do you have the time?
Yeah, I don't know, man. We'll see. Hopefully he gives you those controls. Okay, so first off, to get away from Kickstarter for a real quick second, if you guys go on Zoop, I have a book on Zoop called Shuffle by Arledge Comics that I've been able to edit. It's a very cool book, tons of fun. I think you guys will absolutely love it. It's about a superhero whose music player is on shuffle, and their powers change depending on what song is playing.
Ooh,
that's cute.
That's an interesting premise.
Yeah.
It's a nice all ages book. It's really cool. It's going to be a fun one. So we got that. Then coming back to Kickstarter, or of course we have Cthulhu Invades Wonderland. We also have Cthulhu is Hard to Spell, which I got to edit a piece for. Then we also have Immortal Era issues 1 through 6 are on Kickstarter right now. I edited that issue 6, and I will be on as regular editor of that series as of issue 8. And then we also have work coming for Belial 3, hoping to have that here this summer. I would love it if you guys check that out. In May, season 4 of Essence House of Chronicles of the Essence Guard is starting, so we're going to have a whole other season of that. And then last and certainly not least, Wendy has her book coming. You can follow it now if you go to her page, or if you go to Bonfire Press on Facebook, you can find the follow page, and you can follow to check out her Viscarian Tales, Marauders Masquerade, which is coming to Kickstarter like May, the middle of May, I think. Something like that. She's not responding. So that's all. Just a couple things to throw out there.
I'm super excited about that, by the way.
Thank you, homie. Oh, dude, she's killing it. He's killing it.
Did I hear Bial?
Huh?
I didn't hear anything about a number 3 that's coming out.
I thought I said that Belial 3 is coming out this summer.
But say it more exciting. Like,
dude, Belial 3 is fucking coming out this summer. The devil is going to fuck you in the ass, and you're going to love it. It's going to be great, man.
But who did you get to do the logo? Sony was talking about it before the show.
To do the logo? Oh yeah, of course. Yeah, that's absolutely right. We were able to we were able to get metal band Psycho Stick to come on and allow for us to use them on he's going to be wearing a Psycho Stick shirt, and Steph Wilson ended up doing that piece, and it's hilarious, and it's so much fun. And I think you guys are going to love that book. Thank you, buddy. Thank you.
That is so badass. I thought you weren't going to say it.
No, I had to.
Just danced around it in the beginning.
I'm sorry. Yeah, no, Psycho Stick, and they're. I'm so excited. I actually just sent them comics, so I really hope they like it.
Oh, that's awesome.
You want to go, Stoney? Because I got a long
man,
list
what
on
you got?
Chuck. It's good to break it up.
Yeah, right. So I've got Cthulhu Invades Oz, or Wonderland, obviously, and then I've got a couple of coloring projects that I've done that we're waiting here back word on before I can announce anything there. Holiday Spirits and Big Hype 2 is both in the works later this year. So that's it for right now. I'm hoping to get some other stuff going. But
you got something else to announce.
Okay.
You're going to be coloring a story in Broke Down and 4 Dead Bodies Trade. You didn't know that?
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah, you're going to color a story. I just announced right now.
Guess what? It's happening.
Stoney, we're Broke Down brothers.
Yes.
I'm in that trade as well. Yeah.
You know, because you're known for your coloring work. Is what I am.
I am known for that's.
Well, Sony pointed out in a post the other day that he's got paid more for coloring than writing. So I want to continue this trend.
Really?
That's true. Yeah.
Do you do inking or no?
No, I don't do inking.
Okay,
I mess around with stuff, but I'm not. No.
Okay. All right, Travis.
Yeah. So first, if you're on my Substack, in the paid list, which Stoney is, this is kind of just for Stoney. Tomorrow we're going to drop the Beat by Beat, which is the breakdown of issue 1 of The World Ends in 2012, which is a new project for 2023. I am also going to drop Voodoo Nations, the whole thing, Voodoo Nations 3. So I'm going to give that to my Substack so they can read it. Stoney read it. Stoney enjoyed it.
Loved it, yeah.
But yeah, they're going to get that tomorrow. So be excited about that. I'm going to give you the rough draft. It has about half of it colored and the rest in black and white. So that's a reason to join the Substack. So if you have stuff. And so my launches are May is Voodoo Nations 3. June is Broke Down 4 Dead Bodies. July is Pop Van Winkle, but you can get the first 5 pages of that on the Tales of the Collective for the next 24 hours. Can't tell you what's in October. I almost said it.
Oh, I hear hawk.
I said something. November, we're doing Holiday Spirits 2. I just finished the script for Expired. That's what the Baggs brothers have signed on for. They're going to be
that's what they're
over.
doing?
Yeah,
Okay.
they're going to be taking over the right of that. And Cthulhu Invades Neverland will start production next week. I am going to reach out to 5 creators who are my pros who I want to get in. Depending on their yes or no, wheels it down. So basically what we're doing, for full transparency, because there's so few characters.
So you got 12 characters for Neverland?
What's up?
You got 12?
I think it's 13. There's 13 characters.
Okay.
Yeah. So people will be writing a little bit more. They'll get more pages. So it'll be more pages than they get in normal list. But so I'm going to ask 5 pros. If they say no, I'm going to go to the next thing. I just need a couple of pros to say yes. Then the production team, so the editing team and the Orange Cone team are going to get together. So that's basically Orange Cone and Chuck. We'll get to pick a creator who's been in the book before to ask to come back. We're not picking their character or anything. We're just asking to come back. Or someone who's outside of our group if they like, hey, I really want this person. Could be our last book. Let's do that. And then we'll open up for submissions to people. But we'll be asking people. And it's based off of how much you share, part of the group, activity. It's got to be. We got to have some sort of potential on that. Unfortunately, talent's great, but we need to sell the book.
Absolutely.
So that's what we got. And then I got a couple of shorts coming out. I'm in a urban mythology story coming out. I'm going to tell a story about what happens when leprechauns become real and they decide to go gamble at an Indian casino and see how that pans out.
That's ridiculous. That's great.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun.
It sounds like it.
Yeah.
So what's happening in October? Real quick.
Real quick.
Oh, damn it.
No, so close. But we are very close to announce it. I promise when I announce that, I will give you guys a shot to see if I can jump on.
Noise.
Okay, so why aren't you announcing it yet? Is it just because it's that secret, or is it you're not ready? Like it's not a done deal, or?
Yes, Stoney. Yes,
okay.
All
so
those.
It's just
yes.
not officially on paper yet.
It is 100% on paper. It's a thing, but I'm not the only one involved. In said project. It's going to be a very cool project for 2023 that we're doing, but we're hoping to make it for October to launch the first one and do the rest in 2023. But if we can't, the October slot will be filled by expired because the Bag Brothers are going to be done by then.
So the mystery behind this is really hyping it up for me. Like I'm really interested in what you're going to announce. I'm worried that it's going to be Cthulhu Invades Smurfs or something. But the fact that you've got all this mystery behind
Cthulhu Invades Fraggle Rock.
Let me tell you what I told my wife just to get you excited. And Chuck, I've told Chuck, so Chuck knows because Chuck talks to me on the regular. Call me more, Stoney.
Sure.
Here's the thing. I have one last big idea, like Cthulhu Invades. I have one more big idea. Yeah, I actually have more than that, but I'm only going to give you one more because if I keep giving you guys these grand ideas and people like them, I'm going to become a fucking idiot.
Okay, so is it on public domain?
No, it's a brand new property.
Okay.
And I don't say that as a negative to editors. I say I'm talking about like the Flash editor. We're making the Speed Force. Mark Wade, you're writing this part where you're doing this. Like that kind of editor who's dictating what the line's going to look like for the next 5 years. Not like Chuck, hey, make my story better. I'm talking about like line editing. I don't want to be that guy. I think I'd be great at that guy, but I want to be known for my writing. Same thing I tell Chuck on the regular. You're a good fucking writer. Stop editing.
Thank you. I appreciate that a lot. Hopefully people will be able to see some of that in Cthulhu Invades Wonderland.
But I can't say what it is, but it's going to be really cool, and it involves 6 other creatives, companies. I won't even say creators, companies.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Nice.
I'm excited. All right.
Nice collab.
It's a cool idea.
All right, we're going to give some stuff away, and then I'm going to go take little man back to bed. So... we're going to go my bed, right, bud? No.
So I'm going to go ahead and dip now since you're giving away the books. And I just wanted to say thanks so much to Travis and Chuck and Stoney and David for showing up tonight. It's a pleasure to get to talk to you guys.
Absolutely.
And a lot of fun, too, honestly.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, so.
Jelly,
everyone
private
have
message
a great.
me.
Yeah, I'll get you, bro. So, have a great night, everybody.
Yep.
Great night.
See you, Jelly. All right, so I'm giving away the books that I showed off at the beginning. I got to rub Charlie's back or he's going to be grumpy. So, again, all you had to do was go comment on my Tuesday pull list video. So, going to refresh one more time. All right. So, here we go. Oh, and Shudderduck wins. He said, something is killing the children. You say, that is the book that I'm going to see if I can find an extra A cover, because I only got mine this week. That will definitely go in the pile. And then...
Is the A cover the mask cover?
That's the B cover.
Oh.
I have a B cover coming to me that I missed that, and my shop owner made fun of me. What? No, you want to say hi to Chuck and Stoney and Travis? Okay. And I'll do the super chat tomorrow. That I'll record it and drop it as a short so I can take Mr. Charlie to bed. But I will echo Jelly's thank yous, that all of you know that anytime you want to come shoot the shit with us, anytime you want to come plug some things, always let me know, and I'll get you on our oh so packed calendar. And everybody who hopped in and out of the chat tonight, thank you so much for coming to hang with us. We're trying to get some more interviews on the calendar, as long as Mommy can run defense for me and she's not traveling. So as always, y'all, thanks for stopping by, and have a good one. If I can get the video to play. There we go. Nope.